Hi everyone. We are going to be reading another one-shot today, and it is called Right Here, Ready One-Shots. There's the Maya Told You 31. That's their name. If you want to go check them out. There's 42 parts, so I'm probably going to be using these more often. This one more often. So yeah, let's get into it. The first one is called The New Kid. Yeah. I can't believe we're going back to school already, Richie groaned while walking aside his best friend Stanley Uris. Yeah, it sucks, Stanley sighed. The pair walked into the building that was already flooded with students. What's your locker number? Richie asked, looking at his schedule. 3,608. What about you? Stanley asked. 3,567. Richie rolled his eyes, upset that he wasn't close to his best friend. That sucks, Stanley said. Richie grumbled. Fuck, can we just ditch school? Richie asked. Stan let a loud laugh as he and Richie parted ways. Richie sighed as he held the straps of his backpack between his fingers. He double-checked to make sure he had found the right locker. Once he reached it, he noticed his locker neighbors weren't here yet. Richie shrugged and easily popped open his lock on the first try. He stuffed his backpack at the bottom of it, not even bothering to use the hooks. He took out his binders from his bag and shoved them on the top of the shelf with his pencil case. Suddenly, Richie heard some annoyed groaning from beside him. He lifted up his head to see a small brunette boy his age trying to get his locker open. He's my locker neighbor, I guess, Richie thought. Richie chuckled as the boy tried over and over again to get it open with no success. The boy looked at Richie with a death stare after hearing the taller boy chuckle. Richie looked at the boy for a few moments, processing his looks. He was gorgeous, Richie accidentally said out loud instead of thinking it. Oh, fuck. Richie covered his mouth as his cheeks turned red with embarrassment. What did you just call me? The smaller boy asked. Nothing. Richie scratched the back of his neck. Eddie giggled and popped his head to the side, examining Richie. I'm Eddie. Eddie put out his hand. Richie reached and hesitantly shook Eddie's small hand. Richie said. Do you need help with the lock? Richie asked. Eddie beamed and nodded quickly. Yes, please, Eddie said. Combo? Richie asked. Eddie struggled to remove the paper from his pocket. He smiled as he successfully pulled the paper out and slowly unfolded it. 32-10-28. Eddie read off the crumpled paper. Richie smiled and popped the lock open. Thanks, Eddie smiled, carefully placing his books inside and hung up his backpack. So, Richie leaned up against his now-closed locker. Are you new here, Eds? Richie asked. Do not call me that, and yes, Eddie said, shutting his locker with his blue binder in his arms. Not happening, but when did you come here? Richie asked. During the summer, my mom got a job down at the library, Eddie said. Oh, cool. What class do you have? Richie asked. Math. Eddie shifted his feet. Oh, okay, cool. What teacher? Richie asked. Miss Lawrence. Eddie smiled. Oh, she's one of the nicest teachers. You're lucky. Eddie smiled and nodded. What about you? What do you have? Eddie asked curiously. English, Richie said, looking at his schedule. Oh, okay. Eddie looked at the ground. I'll walk you to class, Richie suggested. Oh, really? Eddie asked. Yeah, for sure, Eds. Richie smiled. Okay, Eddie said. Richie put out his hand, asking for permission to grab Eddie's. Eddie smiled and grabbed Richie's hand with a slight brush spread across his freckled face. Eddie and Richie walked to class hand in hand, earning a few stares from kids in the hallway. All right, here we are, Eds. Richie had gotten Eddie to class, and they were now at the door. Richie was about to walk away, but Eddie grabbed his forearm. Yeah? Richie asked, looking into Eddie's brown eyes. Could you meet me here after class? Eddie asked. Yeah, for sure, cutie. Richie winked and walked away. Eddie stood there stunned for a few moments. The bell rang for class, and Eddie shook his head, shaking himself out of his thoughts. 12:30 p.m. Richie sat at his usual table with Stan, Bill, Bev, and Ben. His other friend, Mike, is homeschooled, so he doesn't sit with them. But this time, it wasn't just him and his usual friends. It was him, his usual friends, and Eddie. Eddie seemed to have gotten quite comfortable with the group of kids. Eddie didn't talk a lot, but he still seemed like a good addition to the group. Richie has walked Eddie to all of his class before lunch and plans to walk him to the rest after. Where did you live before this? Bev asked, stealing one of Ben's carrots and eating it, earning a few glares from the boy. I used to live in Portland. I was homeschooled, Eddie said, taking a bite from his sandwich. And his mom got a job at the library, Richie added, stealing one of the many pill containers from Eddie's lunch. Hey! Eddie laughed, trying to grab it back. Richie stood up and held the bottle above his head. Just take it, Richie smirked. You're such an ass, Eddie jumped, trying to get it. Too damn short, Richie laughed. Eddie smirked and stopped jumping. Eddie quickly pecked Richie's cheek, and Richie stood there stunned and lowered his hand. Eddie took the opportunity to snatch his pill bottle back. Hey, that's not fair, Richie said, still stunned. Who said I played fairly? Eddie said. What? Oh my god. Eddie sat back down and placed the bottle back into his bag. Meanie. Richie took a seat back next to Eddie. Eddie giggled and smile spread across his face. Stayed there for the rest of the day. Whoa,